Stephen, you talked about Trump. You briefly mentioned his name, number 45, as some refer to him, or President Trump, or Rump, or whatever you might want to say. What are your thoughts about this president?
Honestly, I'm not gonna count him as the worst president, because I know that we have had worse presidents, but he is definitely one of the presidents that likes to discriminate people.
Okay. Do you have anyone in mind that may have any president in mind that may have been worse than Donald Trump?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan? And why do you say Ronald Reagan?
Because all the stories that I hear about him, knowing, even though like he might have done stuff positive, it's mostly negative things that he's done. Okay. Some other thoughts. We're just going to go along the front row and then the back row. Trinity, what are your thoughts about President Trump?
At the school I go to, there are a lot of families, were a lot of families who support Trump. And my class was one of the classes that was more vocal about how they felt about the 2016 election. It got to a point where my class was so divided that we weren't allowed to talk about it anymore. That it had affected how we treated each other, that we weren't allowed to talk about it anymore. And I still to this day, I'm not sure, like, not really who's to blame, because there was lots of different reasons why it came to that. But it was hard, because we're always told as kids that we don't know what we're talking about, but we're also told to have an opinion, and then when we do want to give our opinion, we're kind of told that we're not allowed to speak about what we want to speak about.
I'm sure that's frustrating. Yeah. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
I feel like Trump is not a president. He's more like a businessman. He says a lot of disrespectful stuff about black men who are striving. Yeah.
What in particular that struck you the most that he said about black men, and that struck you as, was it wrong? Did it feel wrong to you, what he said?
I felt like when LeBron James made the school, and then he tried to say he was trying to look smart and he was uneducated and stuff, but like, you had to be really educated to make a whole school. And I feel like he was kind of hating that he was giving back to his community.
How do you feel about this in the back row? I'm sorry, I keep mixing up your names. You are Zaja. No. Jaja. I'm sorry, the twin thing. I'm sorry about that. Jaja, what are your thoughts about President Trump?
I feel like some of the things that he says are unacceptable, like towards to people, like especially like Twitter or stuff, like his responses to people. If they're like say a comment, like how he responds to them, I think it's very rude, and he should just keep it to itself.
Nyla, your thoughts?
I think Donald Trump is very unprofessional. If you represent an entire nation of people that stands for freedom and equality, you cannot carry on like you're still a reality TV show celebrity. And that's mainly his attitude towards his presidency, towards anyone who criticizes him. And for an adult man to do that, it's not a good reflection on America and our values.
And Jasmine?
Like Nyla said, I do think that he is very unprofessional, and like Nyla said, I do think that he's very unprofessional, and it's what the things that he says is very racist, but since he represents a whole country and there are so many people that still support him, he gets away with it, sadly, and I think that needs to come to an end.
I think he is a bad role model for us and young youth to see and to grow and for people to look up to, because he shows that we should have no common sense toward what we say and do around younger people.
Johnny, you said something that was pretty poignant with regards to President Trump and his depiction of LeBron James, as he has done with many others, has characterized or mischaracterized LeBron James as an idiot, stupid, things like that. When it comes to Donald Trump and the assertions he made about standing for the national anthem and not kneeling, what is your thought processes of that? And I'll say, first of all, that you stated because LeBron James is a black man that you believe that Donald Trump are saying these things as prejudices, biases, racist. When you think of the NFL is comprised of 70% black men, and he demands that they stand for the flag, do you have any thoughts of, hey, they have a right to kneel, or do you believe that they should stand for the flag?
They have a right to kneel because he was kneeling because he believed he was kneeling because he was fighting for equality, which a lot of black men don't have in the United States.
Okay, and who are you saying? I have an idea of who you're talking about.
Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was because the NFL is mostly African Americans, and I feel like when Trump sees that a black man has more power than him, he doesn't like it because everybody was following behind him, and then he even had the Nike campaign, and I feel like ever since Trump got office, like a lot of white people been feeling like they're better than because like a whole bunch of white people burned their Nikes because Colin Kaepernick was on the Nike campaign, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Trinity, do you have any thoughts about the flag, kneeling, Donald Trump, Nike, burning of shoes?
I mean, I'm wearing Nikes right now. Yeah, there's like, it's gotten a lot more awkward to sort of be in that space when you're listening to the national anthem, whether it's at a football game or a basketball game, because it's like, I don't know if it goes through anybody else's head, but it kind of goes to my head just thinking, well, there's some people who would kneel during this, and there's some people who would look at those people, and just that whole debacle. I was at a tennis match this past week, and there was a football game going on, and my friend Stella, or maybe I should mention her name, but she had made a joke as the national anthem was playing to get down and kneel. We were in Susquehannock. We were at Susquehannock High School at the time, so that was a predominantly white area. And as she got down, basically everybody turned and just kind of looked at her, kind of like she was like nuts. And so I just sort of like kind of get up very quickly. So there's that. It's just it's nuts to literally somebody had, I think, 2nd degree or 3rd degree burns from burning their Nikes while they were on their feet and had to go to the hospital. It's kind of just insane how ignorant people can be towards a campaign just to get somebody's faces on it. It's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense.
Stephen, you are a football player, correct?
Yes.
Just for FYI, what position do you play?
I play defensive end.
Defensive end. Okay. During the playing of the national anthem, well, before you answer that, I want you to answer, what are your thoughts about kneeling versus standing? And if you are more leaning towards kneeling, have you ever felt the urge to kneel during the playing of the national anthem at your high school football games? Two-pronged question.
So I feel like when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, yeah, of course it was a protest, yet he could not play in the NFL anymore because he tried to make a protest for equality. So that everybody could be equal. I feel like it's not right that he couldn't play he couldn't play in the NFL anymore because of a protest for equality. And well, I didn't do it during a high school football game or any football game, but I have kneeled during the national anthem during school multiple times as a tribute, so I could like be a part of the protest with them as well. I even done it in front of the principal before and almost got in trouble for it. But yeah.
Okay. Almost meaning that you didn't get in trouble.
No.
Okay, but you came close. All right.